We're excited for this one. We're Bay Area guys.
Yeah, buddy.
We're proud to announce on the show the Godfather of game, right? You're the West Coast Godfather of game, the Pope of pimping, Fillmore Slim. We are so excited to have you. Both of us, like I said, are from the Bay Area, and
Mateo.
We yell at the Mateo as soon as we can,
Yep.
San Mateo, but born and raised Bay Area guys, and we partied a lot down in San Francisco, Sir Francis Drake.
Oh,
Did you ever
yeah.
go down there, the top, the Starlight Room?
Starlight Room, baby.
Oh, yes. yes.
Yeah. We, gosh, what was his name? What was the owner's name?
Harry Denton.
Harry Denton. Did you ever party with Harry?
No, I never
No. Yeah. So we spent a lot of time in our 20s up there, and there was this guy that used to rent out a whole section up at the Starlight Room, you know, at the very top.
Yeah, I know.
I think his name was Dre.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he always...
Oh, you talking about Gorgeous Gray?
Yeah. Do you know him?
Very well.
Yeah. He was the nicest guy. He had the big cup on there, and he's
Yeah.
like pinky finger up every time. So he was...
Gorgeous Gray. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're definitely excited to have you on. This is new for us. We've delved into sports and TV personalities,
CEOs, business folks.
So yeah, this is a different direction for us, and we couldn't be more happy. So we're so excited to have you on here. Thank you for coming out, and I guess tell us how you got started in this. You're from Louisiana.
Yeah, I'm from Louisiana, Baton Rouge, New Orleans. You know, I claim both of them.
Yeah.
Because I was born in Baton Rouge and then spent a lot of time in New Orleans as a kid. So how I got started in the game, I was a musician. You know, I'm traveling on the road. I'm playing blues. You know, and we left L.A. and we stopped in this one little place called Midland, Texas. You know, so next door is a hotel. Okay, little close right down by the railroad tracks. So I seen this chick, right, and then now we not making but $10 a night. Okay, that's 1955. So I see this chick, and she keep going up, getting out, going out, and then coming back, right? So I didn't know what was going on, and so about the fourth night, she came and sit beside me on the piano. She said, "Here." I said, "What is that?" She gave me this money, right? So I said, "What is this?" She said, "I want you to have it." I said, "Why?" "Because I like you. I want you to have this money," right? So, like, we ain't making $10 a night, right? Okay, so this is about $40, you know, in 1955. And then she kept, and then after the fourth day, well, man, I got about $80. Now, $80 in 1955.
Yeah, it's big money.
It's big money, right? So she gave me this money, and so I said, "What you do?" She said, "I go to bed with men for money." I said, "Okay." So the fella in the band, "Man, I'm a prostitute, man. She ain't going back to L.A. with us." So we got 2 weeks. We got ready to go back to Los Angeles. I had all close to $100. So she had a suitcase packed, right? She said, I said, "What's up?" She said, "Well, I want to go with you." I said, "Why?" She said, "What your parents say?" She said, "I'm grown." Now, I was about 18. She was about, about 20, 24, 25, right? She said, "I'm grown." So the fella in the band said, "Man, I'm a prostitute. She ain't going back with us, man." I said, "Well, check this out." I looked at my little money. I got about close to $100. I think it was almost 100, about 95 or 98, something like that. I said, "Check this out, man." I said, "We making $10 a night, okay?" Now I got me a bankroll. I said, "She going with me." I say, "It's my van. Now, if y'all don't want to go with me, y'all catch the bus." So they finally got with me, so we went back to Los Angeles, right? So I was staying right there on Central and Vernon, and right there was a big record DJ shop. Rudy Ray Moore was the DJ. Okay, so I said, "Go right out there. Well, you see them girls out there, and you stand out there." So she went out there. She came back. She gave me about $40, okay? So I said, okay, so I'm stacking my little money, right? So then when she came back again, that fourth day, she had another girl with her. I said, "Who is this?" She said, "That's our wife-in-law." I said, "Hey, Mary." She said, "No." She said, "I'm number one, she's number two," and she's called her wife-in-law. So, so after that, then some more girls and some more girls. So then I looked up, I got about 7 girls, right? So now I'm still playing music, playing the guitar in the little club right down there by Wrigley Field, right, on Avalon. So they was calling me to play. I said, man, we got a gig. I said, I'm sick. Y'all get somebody to put in my place, because I was stacking my little money. So when I got my little money together, stacked my little money, I went to the pawn shop and I bought me a suit. I got my little funny diamond ring. I bought me a hat, and went to a place called Mays Cadillac and I bought me a Hughes Cadillac. And the rest was on.
I love it. See, now this is interesting to me because you're talking about a time when basically you're one of the originators of this game, basically, right? Because I don't know, like the concept of like the pimp hat, like the pimp, clothing and stuff like that, right? Like, I mean, there wasn't anyone you were basing that off of, right? You were just saying, I want to look good.
Yeah, right.
And I got this stuff because I feel like basically you were probably one of those guys where people go, oh, look at how he looks. I want to look like this guy. I want people to know who I am when I'm walking down the street.
Well, I seen how the old guys dress, all the old players in Los Angeles, So one old player said, young blood, I think you're going to be about this, So he took me on his wing. He drove a brand new Cadillac. So he said, come on, young blood, come on, go with me. He says, drive this Cadillac. How do it feel to drive this Cadillac? So I'm driving the Cadillac, I'm leaning, I knew I want me a Cadillac, but anyway. So now, he said, now stop it. He took me around this corner, this place where all these girls were standing. So young blood, now stop the car right there. Roll the back window down. And all these girls came and threw them out on the back seat. He said, young blood, said, get back there and count that money. I give us a count the money, give it to him. He said, yeah, put this $100 in your pocket, Because they seen something in me, so, they gave me the rules and regulations of the game. Now I'm still playing music, right? So I got 2 girls now. I'm playing music, I got 2 girls. So then I got 3 girls. Then the same guy drove up on me and said, young blood, say, who girls them in the car? I said, they're mine. He said, no, they're mine. He said, I said, what you mean, man? He said, they done gave you your money. So when a girl give you the money, I got to come and tell you they mine. I said, okay. I say, so I say, what's up? They say, we with him, So I said, okay, so now I figured out the game, okay? So now when I'm playing music, I would take a break. And then I would go out there and break all my women. Say, give me your money, whatever you got, give me what you got, give me what you got. Then he came back to me and said, young blood, he said, you learning. He said, you breaking them girls can't choose if they ain't got no money. So I learned, that's how I learned the game.
Well, and how old were you during? You said you were 18.
Yeah, I was 18.
And how long did this process take? Was this like you were 18 learning all this?
Oh yeah, I was 18.
Wow.
Well, I was in the game until 82. Then I went to the feds.
Oh,
yeah. Then I come out the feds.
Camp
and then,
feds.
Then I come out the feds. Then I was a truck driver while I was on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I got off paper, I kept on, I was out of the game. So when I got out, this chick came at me, right? And she was from Florida. She's a fine Caucasian chick. She came to San Francisco. She said, I'm looking for Fillmore Slim. I got money for him, And everybody said, man, Fillmore. I said, fine, bro, looking for you, But I know the feds that sick on me, right? So I didn't want to just jump at it. I didn't want, she said, I just come out of the Bunny Ranch, She said, I want to be with you because I want to be with the top player of San Francisco. So I'm skeptical, though, Yeah. So I know I just got out, but now I don't want to miss all this money, right? So I'm between a rock and a hard place. So I say, okay. I tell you what. I say, I don't know, She said, I'm playing music. I'm playing I'm playing in Richmond, California. I say, you come on good with me. So I gave her that key punch thing. I say, every time somebody come in, you click this, click this, So then the next night she said, but I need some real money. Can't you put me one of them brothels? So I had women called Battle Mountain. Even in the Bunny Ranch, not the Bunny Ranch, but the Mustang Ranch in Reno, and a couple of bartels up there, you know. So I said, I don't know, you know, but I still don't lose this money, so but I'm feeling all right. So then the fourth night, so we went and did that. So the fourth night, she called me. She said, I'm going to call you, and I want you to say, talk all about your music. She said, cause they put me on you. And I told them to leave you alone. You did your time, go get somebody else. So when the girl came downtown, San Francisco, all the prostitutes said, Fillmore, that's the police, that's the police, that's the police. She said, yeah, I'm the police, but I ain't going to bust him.
Wow.
And that's where that went down.
That's incredible there. And then I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't know, a little too attractive coming on up to you, trying to offer you money. Like that seems a little honeypotish to me.
She
you know,
kept saying, yo, put me over here, put me over there, you know.
Of course.
So she told him, she said, well, when I met him, he didn't try to have sex with me. He was a gentleman, you know. So.
And so, how did Fillmore Slim happen? So you're in L.A., right? And then how did you make your way up to San Francisco?
Okay, I left Louisiana. Okay. I left Louisiana, you know, at the end of the farm school, right? So they sent me to my grandmama in Woodland, Mississippi, right? So up there, you know, they had me farming. I was picking cotton. I was going to go to school. I'd come home and pick cotton and all that type of stuff, you know. And so I killed. My grandmama did something to me I didn't like, you know. I threw a brick at her, you know. And I ran, you know, and she called me. This true story. She called me, she tied me to a tree. She said, I'm going to teach you a lesson. And she whooped me with a bull whip. I mean, one of them that you pop at, you know. So.
Don't mess with grandma.
Yeah, so I was mad about the situation. So one day I was just down there by the railroad track and that freight was coming along. So I jumped on that freight. I couldn't get inside the boxcar, but I got on the oil tanker. So what I did, I took my belt, and I tied it around that rail and tied it around my waist and laid down. And I didn't get up off of that till I got to New Orleans. And when I got to New Orleans, I had so much smutting thing over when I went to, you know, when we went to my uncle's house at Ain's house, he pulled a pistol on me. He said, who are you? Get away from me.
Yeah.
Who are you? Something, what's wrong? And I said, no. I said, I'm your nephew. I said, I'm Dooley. My nickname was Dooley. I said, I'm Dooley. You know, you got all the smut off me. He said, come over here, boy. What's wrong with you? So, you know, and then they sent me to California. I came to San Francisco. And when I came to San Francisco, it was too fast for me. You know, I'm walking out through all the tall buildings. I couldn't adapt. So I went back to New Orleans and came back to Los Angeles. Now, when I get to Los Angeles, I'm still green, right? I'm looking at all these buildings, you know. So my mama gave me $3,000 because I got hurt in an accident. So the lawyer, you know, people wore us the money. She gave me $3,000 and she tied it on my T-shirt and she shoved it down there. So I had a $50 bill right here in my pocket. This dude walked up beside me and said, beautiful day, Anna. Where you from? I said, Louisiana. You know, when he left, that $50 bill left.
Wow.
And if I'd had that $3,000 in my pocket, he would have had it all.
Damn.
Man.
So I learned the hard way.
Right, so you make your way up to San Francisco, and because basically you were saying down in L.A. is kind of where you're starting to learn the game, but then you came up to San Francisco, you said, right? And that's where you really established yourself. That's when you become Fillmore Slim.
Right. Well, how I come Fillmore Slim, they just called me Slim.
Slim.
And I was working it's all in the book. I was working at Trees Pool Hall, rack and ball. I seen all the best of the pool sharks, you know. So anyway, I was working at Trees Pool Hall. So they said, there come old Slim, you know. So I looked up there and seen Fillmore Street. I said, I took the Fillmore and put it on the Slim.
I love it.
That's how I became Fillmore Slim.
So you're hanging out at these pool halls, seeing a lot of those hustlers do their thing. Did you learn anything from those guys there? Because those guys are savvy people when it comes to money.
They made me a pool shop. I can shoot.
Oh, boy. Good. I was going to say, I don't want to be playing with you now.
I can play all games in that pool game. You know, billiard, 9-ball, 8-ball, pea-pool, you know, bank, you know. I do all that.
You can do it all.
I can shoot that pool.
And how long were you in San Francisco? Like,
When I came to San Francisco, then I'll say I was about what? I'll say I was about 16, 15. And I went to Lowell. I ought to be an average student.
Okay. Yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah, I went to Lowell. Yeah.
It's a good school.
Yeah, I didn't go to Galileo, I didn't go to Parley, I went to Lowell.
So you went back and forth. You were going to Louisiana,
Yeah.
LA, and then
Yeah.
what made you stay in San Francisco? Like, how long were you there when you settled down?
Oh, when
And-
I settled down, I stayed there. I stayed there all the time. The only thing, I went home to visit.
Oh, okay. So you were back and forth.
Yeah, I was a native of San Francisco. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Like I said, I went to Lowell. I played on the football team. I was a Lowell High Indian.
Oh, yeah.
I
yeah.
was High Indian, and I played in. You know, when they threw me the ball, I wasn't gonna let all them cats catch me.
Yeah.
I could run.
Yeah, we played out in the peninsula in
Hillsdale?
Hillsdale High School.
Yeah, but you know who beat us up all the time? We couldn't beat them. Balboa.
Oh, yeah, they were good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we played Center Nation. We beat them. No, we played Galileo.
The Cherries, SI.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, they were the Catholic schools, right?
That's right.
Yeah, they were always tough. They were always
Yeah, but
really good.
we couldn't beat Balboa.
Yeah.
Balboa was the
We
big.
beat Parley, and Mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we couldn't beat Balboa.
Where's your dad go?
He went to Jefferson. Yeah, I was gonna say it's
Jefferson.
funny.
Yeah,
It's funny
Jefferson.
just talking
Yeah.
about football. It's one of those
Yeah.
things that, like, I guess
Yeah.
it's because you only played so few games. You know that it's easier to remember them all. You know, like they really stick with you. Like, yeah, remember when we lost to Sequoia that one year? Oh my gosh, that was terrible. You know, like
Right.
those
Or
kind
the
of things.
Sequoia bus. Some guy. We were like 15 and we were yelling at like
Oh,
talking.
you mean in Redwood City?
Yeah,
Sequoia?
yeah. Sequoia High.
So we were like 15. I think it was Frost-Off game, and we were like
Sounds about
talking
right.
crap on the. And then the guy pulled out a gun, and then we all hit the
Yeah.
floor. And
Well,
Yeah.
quite you would say that because Thursday I'm playing Stanford.
oh,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Very
we're playing
cool.
Stanford. Mhm.
So we read obviously a background on you. 9,000 women. Is that the total around?
What do you mean of all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think I had a little more than that.
So how do you do that? I have one girlfriend, and that's hard as in itself. Like
Well,
9,000, I'm just getting anxiety.
Well, I
thinking
mean
about
during
it.
the time, but
Yeah,
you
right.
don't in the game. It's a business.
Yeah.
It's a franchise. It's a business. That's what it was.
And so when the feds got you, would they get you for that, or was it something
no,
else?
No. Them times the feds got me.
Yeah.
The feds got me for United States passport, white collar crime to leave the country. Check this out. I had a case. I beat the case. My lawyer was Willie Brown.
That's
So,
awesome.
I beat the
We
case.
know Willie.
Yeah, come on. I beat the case, but during the time I was going to trial, I thought I was going to lose, right? So I was going to go to cross some foreign country,
Mexico, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's
somewhere. I was going
yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Way out there in Belize or somewhere, anyway. But when I beat the case, Willie beat the case, then I had the passport. Because, what happened, I'm staying right there across from the Panhandle on Oak Street. Okay, right down from Haight-Ashbury. Okay, so I go to the post office. I get the papers in Los Angeles. Okay, so I get the paperwork. Okay, the birth certificate and all that in L.A. I go to the post office in Oakland. Okay, and it was a Spanish chick there interviewing me, right? So I pull up there at a 1977 Fleetwood Burgundy with a silver top.
Of course.
I walked in there with a burgundy suit, burgundy alligators, all my jewelry. They said, well, can I help you? I said, yeah, baby, give me a passport. I'm finna go to Europe and check out the women over there.
Yeah.
I'm fine, right?
Yeah.
So one day I get a knock on the door, right? I said, Helen, they come in, they show me gold badges. I said, I ain't took no money out of Fort Knox or nothing. I said, what's
Yeah.
this? They said, we postal inspectors and we hear about the paperwork you fraud trying to get a passport to leave the country. I said, oh no. They said, this you? I said, you say we all look alike. They said, okay. So they left. They came back a year later and
A
said,
year?
and knocked on the door and say, let's go.
And then what was the charge that they got you for? And Willie couldn't get you out?
No. United States
Feds.
passport that leave the country because I had a case.
So you
Flight to avoid prosecution.
so you beat the case,
Beat the case.
and then you had to go with the passport.
Yeah, but I was getting ready to go because they gave me 30 days to turn myself in, right? So anyway, when we go back, they give me 30 days to turn myself in, okay? So I goes to New York. So they gave me a big party on the Divisadero, okay? So they give me this big party. We blowing and everything, the girls and everything having fun. So they said, well, farewell to you, Godfather. You be back 5 years, ain't long, So a little thing clicked in my head, say, the kitchen come before the hanging. So I called the Bills bomber. I said, I got to go. So I took off, right? I say, you know where I'm at, and I'll send you money. It takes 6 months before the bond have to be redeemed, okay? So, but everywhere I was going, they was trailing me because we stopped in D.C., They interviewed my girls, they know I was there. We stopped in Florida. So when we went through Florida, I'm on the run. I'm just like Hugh Newton. I got on a jean suit, the American flag on the back. I got a great big natural wig on, and I got small glasses like Hugh Newton. So the cops stopped me in Florida with 2 Caucasian girls. They say, you got to get out the car, right? So I got out the car. They said, well, what is this? I said, no, they're giving me a ride. They said, well, y'all going about your business. So they told me, said, it's against the law to have American flag on your back. I said, well, I've been in the service. I said, but no disrespect to the service, So they said, you look like somebody wanted. I said, no, I ain't want it, sir, Because in Florida, you get ID, driver's license, social security card all in one day. So I was somebody else, and I say, no, this is my ID. I'm from Pompano Beach, Florida. So they said, okay. So they said, well, they got to get out the car. So they let me go, right? They said, you sure look like somebody from San Francisco. I said, no, I ain't never. Where's San Francisco? I said, I ain't never been there. So now, I get in the car. I lay down on the back seat under my Cadillac blanket. I don't raise up. I got 2 Caucasian girls, one on this side and one driving. I don't raise up until I get to the George Washington Bridge, going across from New Jersey into New York. So I'm down on 8th Avenue and 42nd Street, where all the players at, right? I see this chick. I said, baby, you want to go to Hollywood where it's good? I'm going to make you a star. She said, you from Hollywood? I said, baby, I'm from Hollywood. You want to be a star? I said, how much money you got? She said, I got $400. I said, give me the money and go out there and get in the car. So what I did, I got to D.C. I dropped my car, and I was using my friend. I had a friend, so I used his Fleetwood. He had cars, So I had to go out there and get in that black Fleetwood. I said, we're going to Hollywood. I'm going to make you a star, right? Same time, here, I swear on my mama, here's a hippie standing over there smoking. Hey, man, it's some good weed. So when she get in the car, I'm getting ready to get going. He kept messing me. He said, man, this is some good weed. Don't you want some of this weed? I said, no, man. I said, I'm a pimp. Get away from me, hobo. You know what I'm saying? So he kept bothering me. So when I go in to get in the car, he pulled a gold badge on me. He said, you wanted in San Francisco. He said, I'm a fugitive federal officer. I said, man, I ain't never been. He said, look at my credentials. So they took me uptown in New York. The computer's down. They can't make me. So I'm sitting there in the holding tank for about 4 hours. Then they come and say, this is what the federal government going to do. They said, we're going to fly you to San Francisco.
Con Air.
Yeah, they say, if you ain't who we want, the federal government going to fly you back to New York and compensate you. I said, let's go. So they took me to LaGuardia and they put me on the plane. So they got me like this, and they got the belt around my waist. So when we get on the plane, the captain said, you got to take the handcuffs off them. He said, we fugitives. Federal officer said, I don't care who he is. He ain't going nowhere in the air. So I played it all the way. So when we get on the plane, he tells us one sit in front and one sit that way. So he tells the steward he can't have no alcohol. I said, man, I ain't who you want. You're going to tell me I can't have my place. So anyway, we flew in, right? So we say, now we're sitting down in San Francisco, right? They're waiting for me on the runway, okay? I mean, not when the plane to where you get off at. They on the runway. So just like they brought me off on the chute, right? When something wrong with the plane. So they slid down there, they took me off, and I'm walking up the runway. So when they get up there to the detective, San Francisco detective, they say, is that him? Yeah, that's so SB. So the Fed say, I thought you know I wasn't going to tell you. You think I'm going to lock my own self up? So now I go back in front of the judge, right? He said, I gave you 30 days to take care of your business. What happened? I said, Your Honor, I told my lawyer. I told him I had a case. I had a contract, I'm an entertainer, to play music before I got this case. He said, oh, yeah, you're an entertainer. I said, yeah, I play the blues, I play guitar and all this. He said, yeah. He said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop the flight. Could have gave me 10 years. I'm going to drop the flight and give you the regular 5 years. He said, we're going to love you. We need some entertainers over there.
So you had to do 5 years? They put you?
No, I did 3 years and 15 months.
Was it a prison camp, or what did they?
No, they sent me my whole over Long Park, right? Then I left Long Park, I went to El Reno, Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. But my housing was Texarkana, Texas. Mm-hmm. I said, well, I'm going to Texas. I'm at 450 Bryant. They come in there early one morning, shackle us down and put us on and took us to Dublin. Hmm. And they put us on the plane down there by Long Park, okay, because I was a whole over in Long Park, but I wasn't on 4, 5, 6. I was level 3. I was in FCI, Federal Correction Institution, okay.
I wonder why they didn't put you in a camp. Did you have priors?
Or? No. Let me tell you something about the camp. So I was in level 3. So when I got to Texarkana, I worked my way down to level 2 to level 1. Then they sent me to Southwood, Arizona. I was a level 1 in a camp with a fence around it. They wouldn't let me go home on no vacations. They wouldn't let me no passes. So when we went through Pleasanton, I said, well, that's where I want to be. They said, well, for what? So you can turn out all our women over there? Because it was co-ed.
Oh.
So they took me.
Wait, a co-ed prison?
Yeah, and Pleasanton used to be co-ed, men and women.
Wow.
Pleasanton was before they changed it. So then it took me to El Reno. I stayed there 3 months, okay? From El Reno, they put me on, what they did, they put me on a plane and they flew us to El Paso. And wherever they fled, that plane sit down is in the military base, okay? When we came off the plane there overnight, green beret all around the plane, all around that plane, Mm-hmm. So they put us in jail overnight. So the fellas in El Paso say, because, the feds feed you good. We have chicken and ice cream and all that to say. It's like, what are y'all eating all that? I said, you should have committed a federal crime. This is feds. So after they did that, right, so then they put us back on the plane and they flew us to El Reno. And when they flew us to El Reno, that's when I met Mickey Moe. See, Mickey Moe was coming in for 10 years, okay? He was the kingpin of Oakland. Him and Felix Mitchell. Okay. Now the night that they killed Felix Mitchell, we was on the bus, and they housed us in Leavenworth overnight, and that's the night that Felix Mitchell got killed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So when you got off San Francisco, you were still saying this isn't me. Were you doing the Florida?
No, I couldn't do it because they know who I was.
But did you show them your Florida ID?
Oh, yeah, but that ain't no good.
So I have a funny story about Florida. When we were, gosh, how old were we?
19.
19, and we had a buddy down in school in LA area, and he's like, gosh, I think it was right by, it was
USC area, I remember.
USC area,
yeah.
So it was a little shady, and it was like, we need to get IDs. We were at 18, mm-hmm. 19, mm-hmm. and we got it, and Florida was the easiest one to counterfeit.
Easiest to fake,
Easiest to fake. So, gosh, I'll never forget, I wish I still had it. I was 18, and it said I was 23, mm-hmm. but my name was like this. It wasn't remotely straight at all. It was just up like that. I'm
mm-hmm.
like, this is the worst, and we were so scared we thought we were going to get caught.
Yeah. It was the worst laminating job ever, too. It looked really bad.
I'm not kidding. It was like this. It wasn't straight, even remotely close to straight.
But it worked.
Florida's the easiest one.
Well, Dade County was no joke.
Yeah. And so you, after that, did you stay clean or did you kind of dabble back?
Well,
they tried to set you up, right?
Yeah, right after that. But so they sent me to Stafford, Arizona. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's a camp, level 1 camp with a fence around it. Now, so when I get to Stafford, Arizona, the warden, they had me on the line. So then the warden, they found out I was from New Orleans, so they wanted me to cook for the staff. So that way I ate what they ate, So anyway, the warden called me one day and said, Slim, to get a pass to come over to my house. So I came over to his house. He said, what kind of car I got? He had a humpback Seville. I said, that's a humpback Seville, Walt. And he said, well, what you call it on the street? I said, C-tack. He said, well, what about this little seat chair? I said, that's where I set my kids. I said, no, that's the armrest. He said, how you mean? What you mean? I said, let me sit over there. I said, you lean like this, Warren, and you drive like this. So, serious. So he told me, say, I want you to take care of my car, take you to the motor pool. So they gave me a penitentiary driver's license to go in and out the gate.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, sir. So, and you know,
that doesn't happen anymore.
you know,
No.
you know, in Texas, no, that was Texarkana. No, it wasn't Stafford. You know, in Texarkana, Texas over here, Arkansas is over here, right across the red light. So he gave me a penitentiary driver's license to go in and out, to take care of his car to the motor pool. So one day he came. He said, Slim, I want to take my wife and kids to town to shop. So I drove his Cadillac with his wife and kids to town to shop. Police pulled up on me. Boy, who are you? Who's that Cadillac? I said, this is the Walton Cadillac, and I'm his chauffeur. And his wife is inside shopping. And here's my penitentiary driver's license.
Wow.
Wow.
I've never heard of that.
Me neither, no. Except for another interview.
So when I got back in, the dudes would tell me, oh, man, you stink you so much because you flunking for the war and drive Miss Cadillac. I said, let me explain one thing to you. I drove a brand new Cadillac to the gates and turned myself in. I just bought a brand new Cadillac. I said, now, I got the wife, Ward's wife in the front, the two kids in the back. If I want, I'll drive back to the gate and drive the kids off, run off with the wife, and she wouldn't want to come back. And they left me alone.
No, that's pretty impressive, man. I mean, that's some special hall passes that you're getting over there. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, no, I definitely want to go back to talking about, the pimping. I mean, I think that this is just phenomenal. You're talking about you're getting a group of about 7+ women. You're finally getting a stable going for you. I got to say, I think one of the most impressive things that I heard you talking about in one of your other interviews, because this is one thing I always wondered about. Like, you were talking about, I think you said it was sombrero pimping, right? Where you have, where you have, the woman's here on the corner and there's a guy hiding in the bushes making sure that she's okay. And you're like, that's the worst. Like, I stayed at home.
You call that Mexican pimping.
Yeah.
With the sombrero on.
Yeah, that's
You
usually.
see, because, like I was riding down the street in Oakland, right? On East 1-4. I'm just checking it out, right? With all the girls out there. I said, ladies of the night, it's good to see that y'all carrying on the craft. And the bushes start talking to me. Hey, man, them girls are working. I stopped my car and put the blankets on. I said, them girls are working. I said, baby, are y'all painting them bushes over there? So then he came out. Well, who you supposed to be, OG? I said, I'm Fillmore Slim. He said, well, it's a new day in the game now. You old G's, we young G's. I say, it's a new game now. I said, yeah, that's right. But the rules don't never change. So when I told him, I said, man, you Fillmore Slim? He told all the women, hey, yeah, come on, all of you, come on. Stand up there and take a picture with a real pimp. I said, well, what the hell is this supposed to be? He'll tell this woman to take a picture with me with a real player.
And how old were you when that happened?
Oh, I was about 27, 28.
And did you have any issues with the other pimps? Nothing, really?
Nobody never knocked me.
Really? And no issues? It surprised me because San Francisco is, 7 square miles?
Well, I
7 by
had
7.
one issue with a big guy named, it's in the book, named Big Curtis. They might have changed his name. So what happened, we downtown, the Tenderloin, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, my brothers had an apartment, so he went in one of my brothers' apartments because he was back in that time. So he went in there and he confiscated, that he could do this, do that. So he got the girl, and so we downtown there on in the Tenderloin. He said, yeah, man, I got this girl, and woo. So what he did, he said, yeah, you ain't no, he's a big old dude. So he hit me, right? I said, oh, you should have never did that, man. You can have the girl, So I remember going to Oklahoma. I was always a cowboy. I loved John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, and all that. So going to Oklahoma, I bought me some Pearl Hound pistols. Strap them around here, the Pearl Hound. So I went home, and I dressed up like Clint Eastwood. I had the 2 pistols, the 44s. I had the Derringer in right here, you know, the 38 down shoot 2 shots, right? So I came back to that club, and he's still woofing and woofing, and I started shooting. Pow, pow, pow. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I wasn't trying to hit him, but, you know, because he's from, but I was just scaring him. You know, I wasn't trying to kill nobody. So they all run, laying down on the floor, and he broke out of there, and this should have been a movie. So I'm in a convertible 1966 Eldorado, burnt orange, with a white top. And I let the top down, and I'm driving like this, and I'm shooting at it. All the way to Golden Gate Avenue, Golden Gate and Fillmore.
Yeah.
Then when he went, he was staying right behind the drugstore. When he went, I drove back up in there, and when he ran in there, he had a lot of dogs, and it's true. And I kicked the door down and went in there. I couldn't shoot him then because I was sliding. He had a lot of dogs, a lot of poodle. I slid in dog poop all the way to the back room. I had to call my people and tell them, bring me some more clothes. I had to hose myself down. I did that.
That is awesome.
That is the last place I expected that story to go. So I'm really glad that you brought that. But oh my gosh, that's great. But yeah, no, I mean it's amazing. So you're working in San Francisco. You got these girls kind of under your stead. You're doing your thing. Mm-hmm. I believe I recall you were basically saying there was sort of a system, right? Sort of a hierarchy. You started a girl basically in a hotel room,
right?
And then she would work her way up into an apartment.
No, from the hotel. No, first the motel.
Motel.
Okay, then she work her way to an apartment. Then she can work her way to a house.
Okay.
See, but it wasn't like that. You know, they wanted me in the Mac, okay? But that was too much fiction in there, you know.
Yeah.
When Max Jr.'s in there and Richard Pryor and all them, and they was choosing, talking about how much that Cadillac out there costs and how much that costs. But they didn't show no money. When that girl walked in there and said she wanted to be with him, she'd have to give him that money with that little white poodle dog, and then he's supposed to go and say, hey, man, your girl just gave me your money, you know, so she with me now. But they went to talk about how much can you match that. They wanted me in the game, and I'll tell you the role they wanted me to play. It was a guy named Kansas City. He had on the red suit when he drove there. When he's talking about, bitch, where my money with the whooping, with his hat. Players don't do that. They don't mess up their garment. So I said, y'all can't give me that role. So I wouldn't get in.
Interesting. Wow. Another thing I heard you talking about is that somewhat surprises me is that you didn't really ever hit any of your girls. You said that you would basically just use more psychology. That
I
it wasn't
use
about
these. I use this.
I mean, I have a lot of respect for that because I think that's really hard to do.
I wasn't no gorilla. I was a lover. I'm Scorpio.
So am I. That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah. There you go.
Know, we got a stinger for all females.
Always.
And this is what I say. When I'm on stage, I was on stage traveling with the R&B tour, Howard Hughes and Slade and Lakeside and all them. So I was going to be 87 years old, right? And this lady said, this gentleman's going to be 87 tomorrow. So some lady up there, about 15,000, said, I bet he can't handle me. I said, who said that? I said, security, go get that lady. Yeah. So they brought her down. She said, I said it. You can't handle me. I said, I'm going to keep you clean. I thought they put the money on the table. But I'm in entertainment. When I'm entertained. I don't mix that with the game. I said, I tell you what, lady. I say, we'll start off in the bedroom and wind up on the kitchen floor. I say, I'm a Scorpio and I got a stinger for all female. I got a PhD in womenology. And they say, leave him alone.
I love it.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's fantastic. No, so that's amazing too that you're, you're talking about your music background. I saw that you once went by the nickname Guitar. Mm-hmm. So obviously that was one of the instruments that you picked up.
I was first. I myself was a Clarence guitar singer.
Yeah.
And when I did the album, I didn't know this, so when they signed me out of New York, okay, this was a jazz company out of New York, but they had a blues label, so they put me on the blues label. So I wanted to be Clarence Guitar Singer, so when we recorded, they called me and said, Clarence. I said, yeah. They said, we didn't know you was Fillmore Slim. I said, no, that was the street. They said, no, we want that name on there because we sell more records. And that's how I became Fillmore Slim.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, I was
So-
gonna, yeah, go ahead.
I don't think we've ever done that before. That was our first time where we've overcorrected, what, 4 times?
Wait, no,
you go.
you- no,
you
no.
go.
Yeah.
But my question is, when you're in this profession, were you ever married at any point? Or how was it to have a relationship with all this going on? That's a lot of baggage, right, for a girl?
well, when I got married,
Huh?
it was a shotgun wedding.
Vegas?
No, shotgun wedding. The girl was underage, and her family and my family, she got knocked up. So they took us to Reno and we got married. But we was young. We didn't understand it. So we stayed together 30 days. Then we got
Annulment?
then we got annulment. Yeah. But we still was cool, but we was better off not being married. We was lovers, but we don't know about no marriage.
But did you settle down at any point? Like, were you ever married other than that? Or
I've
was-
been married 3 times.
3 times. And how is that?
Now, the first time was a shotgun wedding. The second time was this lady that I met at a club called Granada in San Francisco. And she told me if I sang that song again, she gave me a $100 bill. So then me and her hooked up. She's from New Orleans. And we got married. And I went and bought me a little Merc, bought me a car. And I was going around the schools and Galileo and picking up girls. And she busted me picking up girls. So I moved out. And she said, well, yeah. I know you finna go because when the ship sank, all the rats jump off. I said, yeah, your ship's sinking and I'm the rat, I'm jumping off.
I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. You know what I mean? You got to get off that sinking ship sometimes. But no, that's that. I remember you were saying that it is kind of hard though once you've been in that game. That it is hard to kind of build that trust or that that relationship with somebody because it's become such a business for you. You know?
Yeah, well, I always thought 3 strikes you out. So there it is.
I like that. I like that style.
And then you have 17 children?
I got 17, maybe about 19 children, but I'm only claiming 7.
7.
I got a daughter graduated from USC in law.
Very cool.
And she's still going to law school. And
You got a son that's a singer, you were telling me, right?
I got a son with Tone. His name Frank Stickum. But my daughter, she's still going to law school. So they offered her, she's living in Oakland. They offered her, she asked for 8 figures. And they told her they'd give her 7. And she took off.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
She worked at a big law firm downtown Los Angeles. And believe it or not, her baby's daddy is Ethan Westbrook, used to be the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you want to practice law, LA is a great place to be.
Yeah.
You will always have work there, no matter what kind
that's
of
the
law you
baby's
get into.
daddy, Ethan Westbrook.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then we didn't talk about your famous fling.
Yeah, that's the one I was going to get to.
Yeah,
I haven't
I know
read
it's
it.
coming.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, no, did I read that right? Did I hear that you hooked up with Etta James back in the
Etta
day?
James was my first girlfriend
That's
No
amazing.
way.
in real life.
At last.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing.
So she put out a record. She put out a record. I'd rather be a blind woman. Remember, I'd rather go blind. I answered that. I told her I'd rather be a blind boy.
Wow.
That's on the CD called Blues Players Ball.
And did you guys ever collaborate? Is that a bunch of
yeah.
Yeah, she had a beautiful voice.
Amazing. Yeah,
He's
come on.
famous. Yeah.
Yeah. And like you seen Cadillac Records, right?
Yeah.
That was a true story. Her daddy was Minnesota Fats,
wow.
Wow.
the great pool player,
And then have
because her mama was in their life.
wow.
See, Etta James is a trick baby.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Yeah. No,
Oh,
that's
yes.
amazing. Yeah.
Yes, her mama was in the life
Really, I didn't know that.
right there in San Francisco.
And then how have I know there's ties to Snoop Dogg and a lot of the R&B guys. Have you met those guys and
Everybody.
everybody? Who's your favorite?
Well, they just taken me and Sugar T to Renton, Washington. They didn't want to have it in Seattle, it's called, and they gave us both a big award.
Mhm.
They gave me an award. I got 150 trophies for the game. Inducted in the Hall of Fame by B.B. King in Memphis. I got the Lowell Fulsom Award. I just came back from Detroit shooting a video. And they're going to do a play of it. They're going to name it Fillmore Slim. We're going to take it around the world. And they wrote the play for my book. So I went back there and did that last week, and I got a lot of things, a lot of irons in the fire. You know, a lot of irons. I just hope I stay around so I can enjoy some of that money.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I know it's a little bit harder to make the money now. It seems like, you know what I mean. You got to do it, the cleaner way, I suppose. But
I have no problem with money because people walk up to me on the street. One man walked up to me and say, "I know you somebody. I don't know who you are, but I want to buy you dinner." And they gave me $100 bill. People love me.
Yeah.
And the women out there love me.
Oh yeah, you have that personality, that electric personality.
yeah, buddy. No, that's awesome, man. You've lived, it sounds like, almost 3 lives in one. So it's really awesome.
I've been blessed.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm hearing about all these things, and I was talking about too. I remember at one point, I think you said you know how to play 7 different instruments proficiently. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I would think guitar is your main one, but that's the. I mean, it takes some real talent to be able to do that. So. Yeah. Obviously, you got talent in that, and then you got talent as a businessman too.
And Living Blues magazine said I was an authentic writer. I write all my stuff.
Yeah,
I write it.
When did that start happening? When did you start writing music?
Oh, I guess I started writing music when I wrote my first CD and Born to Sing the Blues.
Okay,
that was the first I started writing.
That was that one, 87?
Yeah, 86, 87.
Yeah. Wow, so that's awesome. So you've been writing for almost 40 years now. So I mean, that's it.
God, 87 was 40 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Insane to think about. 40 years ago was 87.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, you've been doing it a while, and I just think writing's one of the hardest things to do. People seem to think like, oh, it's easy; it'll just come to you. Like,
I'm right. So what I do, you see, writing, you got to tell a story. You got to have a beginning and an ending.
See, that's the hardest thing for me is the ending. I can do the beginning, I can get to the middle of it, but how do I end this up? How do I
end it? You
just got to end it.
That's it. You just got to do it.
Just stop. All right, we're done. Yeah.
No, but it's got to tell the story all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, what are you doing now? Like, what is it? Just all this PR stuff and awards?
I'm speaking in churches. I'm speaking in schools. I gave a talk show. They had me in the auditorium at City College, okay? So they brought us in the auditorium.
San Francisco City?
Yeah. So we had 800 people in there, students, right? So this one student had me say, well, what is your percentage? 60-40, 70-30, or 80-20. I say 100%. Mm-hmm. She said, you mean you get the women all the money? And one of the students jumped and said, no, fool, he keeps all the money. So I done spoke at city, I done spoke at state, both colleges.
And so what's your message now, like, to the youth, to collegiate students? Like, what do you tell people about the life you lived, and what do you give them some warnings about what not to do?
I tell the young people, if you're gonna get in the game, but I mean, I tell them, I went out with the electrical typewriter. That's what I tell them. They'll say, now you got computers, you got skills, you had a black president. I said, but what we did back in the day, we did to help our parents, our grandmothers and things. We did what we had to do. But I learned a lesson from all that, but then I got a lot of experience to see, because street experience and then school experience is good. See, don't teach the street life in school.
You should be a professor for that. Imagine that.
No, dead serious. I think you'd be great at that.
The game 101.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Professor Slim.
Yeah.
Here comes the Pope professor coming in.
Now, how that went about the Pope and all that, not going against the church. Don Juan is the bishop, okay? We was in, he said green for the honey, gold for the money. So we was in L.A., had a big party, played the ball. Ike Turner was there, matter of fact, I gave Ike Turner a trophy. I was passing them out. So Don Juan say, my name is Don Juan. I'm from Chicago. I am the chairman of the board. You understand me? I am the bishop. Church, and everybody bowed to Don Juan, okay? He said, I got 3 decades of this game. So I said, they said, now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it the Godfather. I said, well, okay, I'm the Godfather, Fillmore Slim. I migrated from New Orleans, the South, and I say everybody was bound to Don Juan. He got 3 decades in the game. I got 7 going on 8, so all y'all lay on the floor for me. So now, I can't be the bishop, but I'm the Pope. So if you go online to say Fillmore Slim, Godfather, Pope of the game. That's how that came about.
I love that. I love it. I love the nicknames begetting nicknames. It's one of those things that, once you just start doing things. But you're talking about these players' balls. Okay, this is something I'm interested in.
Yeah.
What's going on with this players' ball? Where does it happen at?
Well, it used to be on birthday. Now this time I'm talking about taking me to Philadelphia. Last year I had one in Las Vegas. I had one in San Francisco on Treasure Island, and I had one in Silicon. I had 3.
Wait, what's a player's ball?
That's what I'm saying. I want to know all that.
I've
It sounds
heard
like
of
it's all the
Rapid
pimps
Forte.
getting together.
Now, let me run it down to your players' ball. Is where they all, like being like on the birthday. I mean, the players' ball, like all the players come out and pay homage. So you might have, for entertainment, you might have Too Short, Sugar Free, because Sugar Free talks about the game.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar Free used to be in the game, okay?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So we have all these entertainers, and the guys come from all over Chicago, Milwaukee, New York, Texas, Alabama, Florida, and we all gather up. And this pimp, hooray.
Wow.
See, and that's awesome because we were talking about too how it seems like there would be more competition in this game, but it seems like there's a lot more respect.
No,
and
we all get
camaraderie.
together.
Yeah, I love it.
Now, I'll tell you a story. Now, last time I was in Vegas, they set me down in this big old chair. That's the Godfather. And they was coming up to me, bless you, Godfather. And they was squeezing my hand, put $100 bills in there. And when I left, they had $20,000.
Wow.
You want to go to a lot of those.
Yeah.
So when players ball growing up in the Bay Area, it was Rappin' Forte.
That's
The
right.
Rappin' Forte.
That's my friend.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
he had a whole
Players'
song.
Well, you
yeah.
wrote a song about the players' ball.
Yeah.
Players ball too, wasn't that E40 and Too Short? We're talking about that too, I think,
That's
right? Yeah. But that's
so
what I'm
you had coming up in San Francisco, JT Biggerfigure.
Oh,
And
game
you had-
recognized game.
Come
In
on,
a bang
man.
bang.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
You didn't think I would
And
know
you had
that?
Rappin' Forte, you had
JT
Be
wow.
Legit.
Be legit. Be
you had,
legit.
E40.
Richard Rich.
Yep.
Oh.
Do G's get to go to heaven?
Yeah,
Yep.
come on now. Yeah, you had all them. Now.
Something
And then, don't
about the
forget
West
now,
Coast.
Matter of fact, they have a
Don't tell
big
nobody.
party now. You had Drew Down.
Yep.
Yes.
PIP of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
had Yuck Mouth.
We grew up with we were running the MMA organization, so we'd have some drinks with them, and they'd put on some Bay Area rap, and us two would know it word for word,
Yeah.
and they would look at us like, I had no idea you would know that, but we grew up with Bay Area rap.
Yeah,
E40, Too Short.
Mac
11-5.
Dre. Mac
Oh,
Dre.
Mac Dre was the
Yes.
best.
Mac Dre, come on now.
Andre Nicotina doing all these guys. Yeah.
Hey, man.
He was the best.
I did a thing with him. And we did it in Oakland at the Fairmount Hotel, around the pool.
That's cool.
I know Andre Nicotino.
He's
very
awesome. I've seen him
Yeah.
a couple times when I was down in Santa Barbara. He would come. There was a buddy whose house he would come party at. He would just come out onto the
Yeah.
balcony in the middle of a house party and just start rapping, and we would go nuts. And he would do this every single time. He would have like a big shirt on or whatever, and he would rip it off, and there would be a bulletproof vest on underneath, and then it would,
That's right.
oh, and then that was it. That was when it's like, okay, now it's starting. But yeah,
So I used to have a BMX bike,
Okay.
and I had those speakers taped to my handlebars, right, and to the Walkman. Listen to RBL Posse.
yeah.
Remember them?
Yeah.
That was like we were going through the street, and we all had a little stereos on our beat. But we grew up. We were early with 90s. We were late 90s. That's all we listened to.
Yeah.
And now, the stuff I listen to now, I'm like, it's a little rough,
Yeah, it is.
compared to what we listened
The
to.
old school rap.
Yeah, the Bay Area old school rap was the best.
Well, no, you had
we were
Sugar
spoiled.
Hill. Yeah, Sugar Hill Gang.
yeah.
You know, you had Curtis Blow. You know.
That's what I'm saying. We grew up like with that blowing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where it was
yeah.
like, oh, this is like what it's always going to be like. It's always going to be this good, and no.
NWA.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we were big on that. Like we love that. I think that there was a niche out there that needed to happen, and they jumped on that, and like they were talented. That's the big thing too.
yeah,
Is like it's not just a matter of, oh, these guys were saying all this. Like they were talented. These guys had lyrics. They had ways about themselves of performing, and it lasted, and that's why you're saying we're talking about these names. A lot of these guys only had like one or two big hits that got out of the Bay, but it doesn't matter because to us they were legends. You know what I mean? They were just everywhere. Richie Rich. I mean, come on, you can't talk about that.
So we had a big party in Los Angeles, right? That's when they presented me with the mink coat, mink hat, and all that. So Suge Knight was down the street, right? And so Suge Knight came up to the party. At the same time, they had Hustle and Flow going on. They was Terrence Howard and them, they was down the street from us. But all the people left Terrence Howard and came up there where we was. We was in Hollywood, right? At the Key Club, I think it was called Key Club. So anyway, so Suge Knight sent me a bottle of champagne. I sent him a bottle of champagne over there, But he ain't gonna never get, he just, Suge Knight was tough, Dr. Dre had to get Snoop away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used the violence. It seemed that was his tactic.
So look at what he did. He ran over that boy, backed over and ran over.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, no, he ain't never coming out.
Yeah. You know who we listened to a bunch in the Bay Area? You ever heard of 11.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, we loved that CD. We played that on repeat.
Garcia Vegas.
I still can't hear because we had the 5.0 Mustang that was it. With we put two 15s in the back, and my girlfriend now she says something. I'm like, what? And I'm like, of course I'm deaf. Like I had these huge subwoofers with like 2 amps, the whole thing rattling. But that was a great time for the Bay, and we grew up with a guy named Ghazi. He's the CEO of Empire Records, so he learned how to do streaming.
Oh yeah, I heard him.
And he's huge, so we grew up with him, and it's really cool to see what he's doing now in the Bay. He's blowing up with all these young artists and teaching them the business side, the streaming side. But I listen everything I listen to now. I'm just like, God, this is so bad.
I used to be with Sly.
Who's that?
Sly and the Family Stone.
Oh yeah,
I don't know him.
Yeah,
no. You probably do. You just don't know who they are. But I think one of them.
Yeah, you remember Woodstock, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, he was out there? Okay.
Yeah, they sing Family Affair. I'm trying to think of their other ones that they're known for. But I think one of them
Dance to the music?
Yes. Dance to... Yeah. I think one of them went to school with my dad because my dad would always talk about at Jefferson reunions. They would get Sly and the Family Stone to go play.
He got married in Madison Square Garden, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sly got married in Madison Square Garden.
Sly is amazing. I love that music.
He's still around, he be singing, you understand.
So when's the next Players Ball? I want to go. Can we go?
Yeah, how do we get invited to these Players Balls, by the way? How can we...
the next Players Ball it'll have to be somewhere around in November.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
My birthday's in October. I was going to say that over here.
We'll probably have it in Las Vegas, like we always do. Have one in Vegas, one in San Francisco, probably.
Okay.
I usually have 3 of them.
You should have one on Alcatraz. How cool would that be?
Right.
I've been over there.
Oh, yeah.
I shot a film over there.
I did the night tour. You ever do the night tour over there?
No, but I shot a film, and they filmed me on this boat like I was coming out of Alcatraz. Mm-hmm. But I've been in there.
What was that movie you did? Your main movie is called
The American Pimp.
Yeah.
American Pimp.
For the Hughes brothers.
And is that on Netflix now, or where is that?
I don't know. I know they made a lot of money.
Yeah.
I know the time they came at us, I got the most money out of the deal because they took the film around all these colleges. They said, well, I like Kenny Red. You were talking about Hillary Clinton. They say, but that OG there, he real. So I got the most points. So I made the most money on that movie.
And what did they do? The Hughes brothers, did they do Boys in the Hood?
They did Dead Presidents.
Or no?
No, that's Singleton. I think.
Singleton. Who did Boys in the Hood?
John Singleton, I thought.
Was it John Singleton?
I wanted him to do my film, but he passed away.
Yeah.
John Singleton. Right?
Yeah, he was really talented.
Yeah, he was.
So what did the Hughes brothers? What else did they do? Dead Presidents.
They did the movie on Johnny Depp's.
Who did Menace to Society? Was it the Hughes
brothers?
brothers?
That was the Hughes brothers.
I was going to say, I know they have one of them.
That was my movie on repeat.
That was Hughes brothers.
What'd you say about my mama?
Alec Hughes.
Okay.
And let me tell you what happened. So when they came to San Francisco, we went to that Prime Rib place on Van Ness, right? So
House of Prime Rib?
Yeah, they had on Van Ness. So they had their shorts on, they had their tennis shoes on. So they walked in there. And they said, you can't come in here dressed like this. So he said, we the Hughes brothers. So then all the fans started gathering up, So they said, that's the Hughes brothers, right? So So then the owner comes, I mean, the manager said, where y'all want to sit? They made people get up in the middle of it and let them sit down.
That's crazy.
Really?
Alvin and Alec Hughes, the Hughes brothers.
Yeah,
I love that. They're ready to
huge.
kick him out, not ready to let him in, and then they're making space for him by the end of it.
Because the fans was all over.
Yep.
Yeah, they're
They knew who
huge.
they
I mean,
were.
they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, are they still doing stuff? What are they doing
Yeah,
recently?
well, they just did. One of them, Alan, one in Hawaii and one in Hollywood. Alan, he just did Snoop Story.
So yeah, what is
No, he goes
Yeah.
Snoop Story. He just did Tupac.
Tupac.
Oh man.
So what's your out of meeting all those guys? Who's your favorite celebrity guys as far as maybe like a old timer and someone new school, like someone in the Snoop era?
Well, Snoop, 50 Cent, and all them. Snoop, 50 Cent, and Dr. Dre. And me and Drew Down is cool all the time.
I love Drew Down.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he 40, and I did things with his sister Sugar T.
yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's a preneur.
And where do you reside now? Like, where's home for you?
Well, Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley.
And Modesto. I'm up there helping my daughter out. She live in Modesto.
But Silicon Valley is the best weather I've ever experienced.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not
try-
too hot, not too cold.
I'm trying to get some of that money down.
Oh, yeah.
No,
We
it was
missed it about
Suckenberry.
20
It was
years ago.
Suckenberry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bay Area is tough. It's just so expensive now. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
But
grew up-
down
yeah.
there, studio cost $3,500.
Yeah.
But they built all that for the Silicon Valley, and then they all moved to Texas and all that property is just out there.
Yeah.
It's a shame. But yeah, no, I am curious. Just one last thing that I was sort of getting at is that, you've been kind of, you were in San Francisco doing most of your time. I'm wondering, do you think that there was like an allure there that San Francisco was maybe the right spot for you? Or do you think that maybe there was another place that you could have gone and you would have been just as successful?
No, it's two places I'd live if I was going to live, be it San Francisco or Seattle. They're both seaport.
Yeah.
But San Francisco City by the Golden Gate. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is a pretty good
Yeah,
spot if
come
you're going to
on
do
now.
that job. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean,
Yeah.
I know our buddies and we would go down, 18, 17 years old, just driving around finding the prostitutes. Going, oh, there's one there, there's one there, Like, we weren't going to do anything. We're just young, dumb guys, but we're just like, oh, yeah, there's one there. Let's see if we can spot them. But
the only thing about, square people could come to the parties because they want to see the show. It's
Yeah.
like a show. The dress, the women, the mink and the hats and,
It was a show, yeah.
I got all that. I got about 7 mink coats. And,
Yeah.
I
I was I thought you were going to show up in some jewelry.
Well,
and
I was.
I even wore my gold chain. I
Oh,
was
you
like,
did?
come on. I got my
you wanted to pimp
Breitling.
it out for you, yeah.
Yeah. I got plenty of jewelry.
Yeah.
I got all kinds
Oh,
of
I'm
jewelry.
sure you got tons of jewelry.
Yeah.
You ever hear of a place called Market Street Cinema in San Francisco?
Yeah.
We might have
Yeah.
gone in there at 18
Yeah.
years old.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, you probably knew
We cut a couple
there.
movies there.
Yeah,
I had girls in the cinema.
I'm not surprised. I'm not
What's the other
surprised.
one over there on the other side?
Was it?
Oh, the Crazy Horse. wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I was
yeah.
gonna say
Come on now.
Yeah.
there's. I mean, if you go down Broadway too, I mean, it's just there's just so many damn strip clubs
Sorry,
out
Mom.
there. But yeah,
Yeah.
well, it is what it is. There was just like,
I was-
oh, what's that one or that one or that one? Like,
That's right.
and then you realized, oh, this one's good. This one's terrible. I'm never going back into Hungry Eye again. Like that. Hungry
Garden
Eye.
of Eden.
Oh,
Yeah, the
God.
Home Ride. I remember the International Sullivan and all that.
Yeah.
Was it Garden of Eden? Was one
Garden
of
of
them?
Eden
Yeah,
was
Garden of
one.
Eden, yeah.
Mitchell,
Farrell's?
Mitchell
Big Al,
Brothers.
Big
Yeah.
Al.
Big Al.
Yes. I think Mitchell Brothers probably had the best looking girls overall. The ones I went
well,
there.
Let me tell you something. I had my friend had his girls at Mitchell Brothers. Okay, you know who his girl was? Divine Brown.
Oh,
That's the one got caught with Hugh Grant.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's my understudy.
Wow.
That's amazing.
I put him in the game.
Wow. I didn't know that.
And that is one thing I was going to
And
get at.
I
yeah.
signed for his first Cadillac, and I gave him his first girl.
Wow.
No, that's funny. Talking about, Hugh Grant with Divine Brown, did you ever have any famous clientele? You don't need to name names, but did you ever have any famous clientele hitting you up saying,
But
hey,
you can name names if you want to.
No,
You can, but I'm
We
not
shot, we shot a video, me and Divine Brown. It was Fillmore Slim and the $1 Million Hooker. And we shot it in the hills up there in Hollywood with that big old sign say Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's where we filmed that. She was in the, they had her in the pool, filming her in the pool. They say, and then filming me over here, the $1 million hooker, and Fillmore Slim.
Wow.
That's
we
so
did
cool.
that.
That's really cool.
And did you ever get into, well, now I feel like the porn industry is insane right now. Did you ever dabble into any of that, or did you have any of the girls go from what you were doing into the porn scene at all? Or it was big in the 70s and 80s, right?
No, let me tell you what.
Yeah.
Mitchell, let me tell you what they offered me. They offered me $20,000 to do a porn scene.
Just you? Or
Me and the girl.
Okay.
Okay. They said, well, we gonna put a dildo on you. That was what we said. So we gonna give you $20,000. I said, no, that was discrediting my name. I wouldn't do that. Yeah. And that was the Mitchell brothers.
Wow. So you were getting offers on that too, yeah? Because that's what I'm saying. That is an interesting thing where you're kind of crossing over. Hey, if we put this on, film, we can keep getting the residuals here.
But that would kill me off.
Yeah.
Well, what I would do? No, I wouldn't like that.
No, I agree. I think you made the right choice on that one.
I
So,
wasn't gonna do that.
Did you lose any girls to that industry?
No.
No. So you got them with the head.
Now, let me tell you what's that. I was in Paris, right? So they say, oh, come on in. We got girls from all over the world. Beautiful, beautiful girls. I said, you don't want me to come in there. I said, I'm not going to go in there. And, I had a friend went in there. And he went in there and he ordered a bottle of champagne. They brought the girl a drink. And they brought a big old bottle of champagne. See? So it cost all that money. He didn't want to pay it. So they threw him out of there, beat him up and threw him out of there. So they said, come on in, mister, come on in, America. I said, you don't want me to come in there. I said, because in America, I'm a pimp. If I'm coming in there, I'm seeking.
I'm coming out with all the girls.
Hey, come on, I'm going to get me one. This one. Which one wants to go to America?
So did you travel a lot overseas in Europe? And what's your favorite spot?
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam's your favorite.
Of course.
Why is that? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get
Red light district.
Yep.
Yeah. I've never been there. I was there in a layover.
Yeah, red light district. Amsterdam.
So that's your...
Legal. You see, you could go in and you could buy weed off the shelf like you buying coffee. That's Amsterdam red light. They got a park right downtown Amsterdam. It's called Doping Park. You can do anything you want in that park. You smoke crack, shoot dope, and all that, okay? And then Christopher walking all around that park, and you see him tripping. When you get through tripping, you can go out of there.
Wow.
That's Amsterdam.
So what do you think if they legalized prostitution in San Francisco? What would that look like for you? Would you have to go somewhere else, or would you have stayed?
Well, if they would legalize it, then they would know who the pimps is. And then, you'd have to pay taxes, and then, but they know who's who.
Yeah. And what do you think of what San Francisco's become? Because I go back there now, and it's in the last 10 years, it seems like a different city.
San Francisco was like this. When the businessmen come, check in the Hilton, they will always send the chauffeur or the cab driver, bring me some girls, okay? Now, I had some girls. Now, my friend, he had some girls one time. Well, he was a player, but, he wasn't my friend. So they went. There's got a guy there named Nick, okay? Drive a Rolls Royce, big old mobster, right? Mm-hmm. He would come to the Hilton, have fun with the girls, give them so much money, put his jewelry and everything on the thing. So what they did, one of the girls ripped them off. They shut the whole town down. And they say, Trader Joe's, and what's that place right there on Ellis Street where I seen Frank Sinatra and all of them right there, right? Right down from the Hilton. So they came out there on the street and they put this out. They say, we don't care what they did or who they did, but bring that jewelry, bring that jewelry down to Trader Nick, bring that jewelry down there tomorrow about 2 o'clock. That jewelry showed up. Okay? They said, we don't want to know who it is, just bring it back. And they did that.
But what do you think?
This was the mall.
Yeah, but what do you think of San Francisco today? Like, you go down there now, it's a different city, right?
Well, yeah, it's sophisticated. I mean, you got the girls walking around by the Hilton, but not like, they got to be, they dress, I mean, they can't look like hookers, see, because if they dress like a prostitute, they can't go in them hotels. So she got to dress down and then go in the hotel and sit at the bar, but them hotels, when they want girls, what I'm saying, when they send them cab drivers for them, they got a green card. They're going in there. They're going to bring them in there, and ain't nobody going to buy them.
Wow. No, that's interesting. That's like a whole new like kind of ball game there too, and it's one of those things that, like I said, me and my friends, we'd go down, we could point them out. That's definitely a hooker. And like,
they still got girls down there.
But now you're saying this is something different because now they're not as easy to point out because they want to look more professional, right?
Yeah, right.
Interesting, because that's what I was saying. I mean, I'm like, I wouldn't think like, oh, the one in the pantsuit, that's clearly the hooker. Like, no, you think it's going to be the one in the G-string with the
No, they can't
top.
be naked down there.
Well, even like when we were in 20 years ago, we were in Sir Francis Drake, the Starlight Room.
Right.
It was big. We didn't know that. We're like, oh, this girl's into me. They're like, dude, that girl's a prostitute.
And the Mark Hawkins, and the Fairmont.
Yeah. And it was, what's that restaurant in the Fairmont with the water?
Right.
Oh, the Tiki Room or
Tiki Lounge or what was that place? But we didn't know because we were just naive. We were like 22. They're like, oh, this girl's looking at me. She wants me. And we're like, dude, she's a prostitute. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But you couldn't tell.
I like how, naive we are at 22 and he's 4 years into the game already. He's like, 18, I'm already doing all this stuff. We're like, we're 22. We don't know anything about the world. Different time, I guess, but yeah, wow.
But the police, they would stop the girls and, they would, some of the cops, when they got off duty, they would see them girls.
Oh, yeah. Because you had a couple guys in there to let you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Did you ever get in trouble for being in the game or for pimping or anything like that, or prostitution? Or was it just the passport charge?
Oh, yeah. I went to Jamestown. I went to the state joint for pimping.
But it's quick.
No, for pandering.
But it's not too bad, though, right? It's a slap on the wrist kind of deal.
Yeah, slap on the wrist. Well, see, the game go like this, This is the penal code, 266I and 266H. Now, pandering, if you send a girl and she, the police stop out there, right? And she ain't brought you no money, and they say, who you with? Well, I'm with so-and-so and so, all right? So then she could come back, then they could arrest you for pandering. Now, if she bring the money back, so you sent her, that's pimping and pandering. And at that time, it was only carrying 5 years.
Wow. And then, so I know there was, for a few years, there was the whole madam thing going on for a while.
The madam thing is...
That's competition, right? Was that...
No, the madam thing is a player. If he got a house and got a madam, the madam is taking care of his business. I mean, that's less work for him.
Okay, so the madam was underneath the
madam taking
pimp.
care of the girls.
Oh, okay.
Seeing that the girls get up, go to work, and do what they're supposed to do.
Got
That's
it.
What the madam
so
is.
the pimp oversees
Well,
what the madam's doing.
The madam is the pimp's main woman.
Got it.
She the madam.
What was the famous one that, was known for all the celebrities in Hollywood? It's Amber. No.
I'll think of it in a second. But yeah, the celebrity madam. I know Heidi Fleiss.
Heidi
was that?
Fleiss.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Heidi
yeah.
Flash. Oh, yeah, Heidi Flash.
But was she-
Well, see, Divine Brown, Heidi Flash, and what's the other name? Moletzi, whatever her name was. They were the three top, and Divine Brown was right there with them.
Got it.
Remember they had Hugh Grant's girlfriend, and they had Divine Brown. They said here's a $500 a night hooker, and here's a $1 million woman.
Yep.
But he wanted. You see, Hugh Grant wouldn't have got busted if he hadn't been cheap. See,
He wanted the
to get-
500.
No, he wanted to do a quickie in his car. They busted him right on Hollywood Boulevard,
Yeah.
right off the side street in his BMW.
All he had to do was go into a room with her, and he would have been fine.
So when the police seen the girl, they said, okay, they busted her. They didn't take her to jail. That's Divine Brown, right? So then when they recognized he was Hugh Grant, Then they took him to jail because that made them famous.
Yep.
We done busted an actor with a prostitute, right? So she goes to Silver Brand, that's Los Angeles, okay? All women jail, county jail. So when she get out in there, then the press, when she get out, she's famous. All the press is there and all that. So Hugh Grant, so they put it on all the papers. So England say, we want the story first. So then my friend flew, he had to fly Divine Brown to Europe, okay? And so he didn't go, but he sent one of his friends with her, okay? So when she got there on the plane, they took off with her, interviewing and things, right? But she made money. She was getting 40,000. She was getting so much an interview,
Wow.
for 40 minutes. She was getting thousands of dollars. But I'll show you how she was. So she stayed over there. Then she came back, and they had at the Mitchell Brothers. I was there with them then. We had the Rolls, we had the limo, and we all right there in front of it. People lined around the corner because she was portraying how she did Hugh Grant.
And so you talk about the $1 million hooker. Who was that? Her?
Yeah.
That's Divine Brown.
And so she made over $1 million with this situation, right? Is that why they called her?
Well,
probably over $1 million.
she got famous when she got busted with Hugh Grant.
So that's the best thing that ever happened
Other
to her.
than that, she was just a little old prostitute from Richmond.
So the key is to get arrested if you're a prostitute by a
Well,
famous guy.
Well, that blew her. Yeah, that blew her up.
But yeah, no, that's amazing. I do wonder, like, it's you're talking about she's making all this money for appearances. I gotta think though, like you say, her street rate probably would have. If she wanted to go back, now all of a sudden it's like, hey,
Yeah. Well, she became famous after that.
man, that was the best thing for her probably.
Yeah.
That's
and she was a
amazing.
little old broad out of Richmond.
Wow.
But you know what? She was a pretty girl. See, she was a pretty girl. She had
Yeah.
dates lined up down there.
I wonder what she's doing now.
And the other girls,
Yeah, right.
the
Retired.
other girls got mad out. No, she in Atlanta. Let me tell you something. Hollywood told him, my friend, send me and him to Atlanta to find her. So we found in Atlanta. Okay, that's what she had now.
And when was this? How many years ago?
That was about maybe 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
They brought it back and did some more stuff with her, and she made some more money.
Wow.
That's really cool.
But she's still living in Atlanta.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so you got out of the pimping game a while ago. You've been mostly just sticking to music now, right? For the last.
I can't do that. I done did it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to be, I don't need to be in no pimping gang.
Yeah.
I've been there and done that.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds like
But you see, what was
yeah.
so good for me, I had my music to fall back on.
Yeah.
Other players didn't have nothing to do. So they died by the wayside.
All their skills were just about being a pimp, yeah. And so,
right,
but that's what I'm saying. You have skills to fall back on, and that's amazing. And-
Yeah, I had other things.
And looking back on your life, you've had an eventful life. Is there any regrets?
No,
Nothing.
no.
That's cool. That's
And you
awesome.
know what they asked me? They say, Mr. Fillmore, if you could turn back the time, would you do it again? I said, yeah. I'd have more money this time and more
Yeah.
sense how I'd be going about doing it.
Yeah.
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 That's the funniest thing to me whenever you talk to someone about that. Like, oh, would you go back and do it again? Hell yeah, I would. I would just be smarter about it. You know what I mean? I would just make a little bit more. I would just, but yeah, no, that's amazing. No, I'm really impressed. And yeah, so basically say you're still playing music, you're touring around.
Yeah, all over the world.
And how can people get a hold of you? We got your book here,
Yeah, well, you go on
Bluesman Mac. Yep.
Fillmore Slim Reverb Nation.
Reverb. And then can they find you on Instagram? And
Oh, yeah.
what's your handle on Instagram?
Well, I don't know, my agent got that set up, but if you go Fillmore Slim Reverb Nation, you see it
It'll
all.
come up. Got it.
Everything, all the pictures, all the stuff I did, all the videos, I travel, all my CDs, everything is out there.
That's awesome. Well, we thank you so much for taking time out of your day. We appreciate it. It was an eventful podcast.
Yeah.
And we learned a lot about an industry that we've never had on here. And you're the Godfather. You're the man.
Thank you.
Thank you for being so honest and real with us. That's
Thank
awesome.
you. Appreciate it.
Well, it's all out there on the internet. I can't lie.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They put it out there. The government put it all out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
If you Google me, it tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Everything I did, everywhere I went, and all prisons and all that stuff. It's all out there.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Fillmore Slim. We
All right.
appreciate you,
All right.
and hope to have you on again. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
You got a card or something? Y'all got a card?
Oh yeah. Yep. We're gonna.
And we'll take some pictures, all right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
buddy.
Let's do it.
Very cool.
Thanks for watching Two Bees in a Pod. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, and thank you for all the love and support.